Welcome back to Primary Teaching with Dom. Hello and welcome back. I hope that you're having a good day or morning or whatever time zone you're in. I hope you're having a good day, because I am so far. It's nice and sunny outside. It's a great time. Email. So previously I made a video talking about how to be successful on your PGC interview, and that's linked up in a card up there, so go check that out. However, when you get through your PGC course halfway through, quarter of the way through, nearly all the way through, where to look to get that first teaching job? When I did mine, I think I did mine in January, so I was quite an early person, and the first thing you need to actually do is find out where you are going to be. So I'm based in London, so I wanted a job surrounding my area. I didn't want a job that was too far away, so that's the next step, knowing your distance. Because as a teacher, you got to realise that you got to be in early to get your lesson planning done, to have a teachers meeting or a TA meeting, or, a class meeting, that you need to be in early. And then you got to also know that you're going to have meetings, you're going to have things that you need to do after school that is going to keep you for an hour or 2 hours at school after all the children have left, whichever time that they leave. So you've got to think about distance. If you are going to be commuting, do you really want to commute an hour and a half to a school when you know that you've got to be there early and leave later? Or similarly, do you want to be 2 minutes away where all the children will kind of know where you live and kind of fish you out? So you got to think, do you want those things? For some people, they would love that per se, but for me, I don't. So what I did, I looked for schools that were about 20 to 40 minute drive away. And you also got to think of travel. Are you going to take bus? Are you going to take train? Are you going to take tram? Are you going to take a bike, motorcycle, or a car, whatever means, or even a scooter that you will take to go to school? My personal experience is that I drive. So I wanted to be about 20 to 40 minute drive away, as I just said. I drive, so I want to be 20 to 40 minutes away. And I did eventually find my school that is about 20 minutes away. Give and take traffic about 30. So that's good for me. So that's the first thing you need to look at, distance and what you're taking to travel to get there. The next thing to look at is to look at the available pool that is around your area. Now, I know for some areas that there's not a lot of schools around that particular area, because you may be in an area that doesn't have a lot of primary schools or secondary schools or colleges per se. So you got to kind of fish out and that actually links back into location, where you're able to travel to get there. For some people, they do have to relocate. I know for some uni students, being away from home, they want their independence and they don't actually want to be back home. So that's the next one, is to actually look at where you want to be. So you've got to think, if I'm going to rent a house or buy a house, can I afford it with the salary that I'm going to get? Is it close to where I need to, where I can get a big pool of schools, etc. Look at the school's prospectus, look at their website. Is it appealing to you? So these are the things that you need to do. So when you finally find a school, which I'm going to talk about where to find them in a second, don't worry, I'm going to get there. When you actually look at the school, you look at the policies. Are the policies good? You want to look at Ofsted. How did Ofsted rate the school? Is it good? Is it improving? Is it excellent? Outstanding? You want to look at those and read about it as well. Because some may be good, but they might need a little bit more help in maths or English or reading or phonics. So you got to look at that as well. Also, look at the layout of their website. Do they take pride in their website? Do they take pride in their own website? A website that is great, has a lovely banner, has up-to-date information, probably has their Twitter account that you can see up-to-date what the children are getting on with, maybe videos of what they're doing, and a head teacher's comment about the school. Those are the kind of things that draw you in first. If you see a website that's kind of lackluster, has a little bit of information here, when you click a link it doesn't work, you got to think, is that going to be right for me? If they can't take pride in their own website, what about the school? But those are things that you want to look at as well. Some schools, they do have people that do make comments about it, so if you just go on Google and type in the school, you should see some reviews saying about how the school is. parents' views as well. Mumsnet probably has quite a lot of those information on there. Facebook sometimes does have it as well, but you've got to be cautious because sometimes it could be biased opinions. So just be careful and wary. Once you are looking at schools, what you should then do is actually have some way of saving a majority of them. So when you look at them, look at school, don't just pick one school and then randomly just go to there. Have a range of schools because you want to be able to have choice. Now, give and take, there's not massive amount of choices in particular areas, but give yourself the opportunity to have the more the better, to actually sift through and think which one is for you. Now, I know you've been waiting to ask, where do I actually look to find these schools? So, TES, I think it's called TES or TES. I used to call it TES, but it's TES. Graduate teaching jobs are amazing. This is where you're able to actually go on the website, you're able to refine the search. It focuses, you get to see on here, I typed in graduate teaching jobs. You just click this link here, and then you have the opportunity to type in the title, and look, it says right now at this current moment in time, there's 6,659 teaching and educational jobs. So you can go through there, you can type in your distance and your job location. So what you see on here, I've typed in NQT in London, and then you can search and see, even for secondary in teacher in London, there's teacher, lecturer and educational jobs in London. So there are 1,130 teaching, lecturer and educational jobs here. And you can just sift through and you can kind of see where jobs are. And the great thing, I know I'm showing you on my phone, but yeah. So the great thing as well is that it will tell you when it's expiring. So you can see that in 2 days is it going to expire. And a great thing as well, another one, is that you can apply features as well. You can apply filters, which is down at the bottom, where you can check where you want to be. So if I did Redbridge and SA, it would then now limit me to those places. And it's really good. So if I click teacher of science, per se, if you want to be a teacher of science, it will show you the school, and then it will show you it will tell you the salary, the contract, permanent. A newly qualified teacher will tell you whether you're able to do it, if they allow it, and then they will give you details, and then you can apply now. Guardian one as well, where you can do Guardian NQT trainee jobs. You can go on there and they will filter that for you as well. And to be honest, those are the two that I use especially. But if there's a school that you like quite a lot, go onto their actual website, because you might have been there. You might have been there as a TA, you might have been there on a placement before. So go onto that website and look at vacancies and see if they have any. And they might have some, so you can go on there and click and apply directly that way. I know that if you're in Kent, there is Kent Teach, that you go on a website and you can filter that way, where it will show all the Kent jobs. There's also, if you're in a council, so if you're in London and you're in the Lambeth Council, let's say, Lambeth will have their own website where they will show teaching jobs in the Lambeth area or anywhere that you are. So those are areas that you can do. Or if not, you can literally just go onto Google or Yahoo or Bing, if that's still being used. You can go on there and just type in NQT jobs in London, and they'll be just come up with a range of different ones, and you can click there. So that's what you can do. If you're an NQT, what you got to look for in the application process is a part that will say NQTs can apply here, because there are some schools that don't want NQTs for good reason. Maybe they want more experienced teachers. It is as it is. We can't help that. But look for that especially. So the one that I showed you, or now I showed you in the test jobs, you can actually go on there and actually type, and there's a filter that says NQT, and you can click that and it will filter those down. Agencies, you can go to agencies as well. A great one that I went to was Claris Education. They were great for me as a TA, and they were equally as good for me with teaching, but I found a job just before. They're great as well. That's the one that I use quite a lot. But there's many other agencies that you can go to, because for some areas there's not a lot of places, so an agency would work in your favor because they have a whole scope. So that's really good as well, so get onto that. So those are just some of the places that you can go towards for looking for an actual teacher training job. Your university, if you're with a university, which you probably will be linked to one or with one completely, on their area they sometimes have vacancies there, so you can go click on there and search that way. But trust me, you will get a job as a teacher because they need teachers. If you're an amazing teacher as you are, you will get a job. It sometimes does take a little while. For some people it's very quick, but those are the few ways that you can actually get onto teaching. And my particular way, my route was tests, and then I filtered it down to what I wanted, and I had 5 schools that I could go to. I had 5 schools, but I only could visit 2 at a time because of time constraints, and the one that I visited first I got the job for. So yes, those are just the ways. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that it's helped a little bit. I know it's mumble jumbo, but in every video, as I say, teaching is, and I'm just that kind of person where it's just everywhere, but you'll get the information anyway. As I think, I'll say something and I'll be like, oh yeah. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Have a great day, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe up here and watch my 2 previous videos down here, and I really do hope you have a great day, and I'm going to have a great day myself. Until then, bye.